So hello everyone, I've been working in Minecraft, just just playing around, seeing what you can do, what works, what doesn't. I thought I'd share one thing that I've just been doing. I've been cloning. I was like looking around some worlds that I was in, thinking that these are some cool features. Like this one, I've got some cool in this village. I've got some nice architectural features, and I was thinking, well, can I just clone those? So I've written some code that allows me to clone. So let's see it work, and then let's unpack what it's doing, and then you can think about how you might use it. So I'm going to pick something nice and easy. I want to clone just this little, I'm not quite sure what it is, a shrine maybe? Anyway, I'm going to clone it. So I'm going to go to this bottom left corner, and in Talk I've set it so that when I type in corner 1, it defines that corner. So now I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go to a place called corner 2. Corner 2. That's cloned that. Well, it hasn't cloned it, but it set me a clone thing that I'm going to put somewhere else. So if I go over here, say, well, we should spot it because it's on the grass. So if I go to here and then type in clone, look at that. It has cloned that building right here. It works with pretty large stuff. I've just done a very small thing here. So that's fun. Let's look at how it works, and then let's extend it just a little bit. I want to do a loop. So I've got a couple of coordinates set here. So I set C1 and C2 as being the position of the player, and that happens when you start, as it were. So if I hit play now, it sets C1 and C2 to be 0, 0, 0. Right. And then when I type in corner 1, it goes to this corner 1 function, or the same corner 2. And now I've got global C1. I just need to talk a little bit about that. If you've got a variable inside a function, it's what's called a local variable. The value only works within that function. So if I just had this, it wouldn't reset the value of this one here. It wouldn't see them as being the same thing. So, but if I say global C1, it says like throughout the whole program, C1, it's the same thing. So this C1 is this C1, and I can just work with them wherever. I've got C1 down here as well. So what do? Obviously I'm saying it's a global, and then I take my current position, which is relative to where I currently am. Just tidy up my spacing there. And I turn it into world coordinates. So this is relative to where I am right this second, 0, 0, 0. But the world coordinates is relative to the spawn point. So that's a fixed position in the world. And that's what we want, because I want to set it to the two separate corners as being fixed positions in the world and not dependent on where I am right this second. And I do the same thing with corner 2, C2. And then when I type in clone, it says blocks.clone from that world position of C1 to that world position of C2, and you saw me do that. I'd set the bottom left and the top right corner, and then it spawns it where I am right now. This is my current position. So that works quite well. So what I thought would be fun is if we make it happen a lot. So let's make it happen 100 times. I don't think it'll actually end up doing 100 times. I'll explain why when we see that. So this will make 100 of these. Kind of silly though, because they're all going to be in the same position on top of each other, so we won't even see that we've made 100. So what I'm going to do, I mentioned this previously, we've got this I variable. So we're doing this loop 100 times, and I changes each time. So it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. So we can say put it at X position I. That's, I think, not ideal, because that's only going to be one block movement each time, so they're going to be kind of overlapping. It'll look pretty bad. So I'm going to say, let's multiply that by say 20. So it'll clone them 20 apart each time. Yeah, that could work. So let's go back into the world and try that. I'm going to need to reset what I'm cloning. Let's go over here, clone something a bit bigger this time. Maybe one of these big kind of towery things would be good. Yeah. So I'm going to go bottom left corner and type in corner 1. Let's set that. and then top right corner. This feels about right, I think. Just over here a little bit, and type in corner 2, and then let's head over here again, and we should have a whole bunch of these marching off into the distance. Not quite sure what direction. I guess I'd just have to set that using that X coordinate, shouldn't I? So anyway, so from here, type in, I think we're going to go off that way actually, so let's go over here, because that's where that one cloned relative to me, wasn't it? So clone, something happened. Do I need to bash my way out of here? It looks like it worked. So I have, in theory, 100 of these towers marching off into the distance. Oh, I think that's pretty cool, actually. You can see when you set the bottom left corner and the top right corner, you have to be careful about your positioning. So I've grabbed some stuff at the bottom there as well. Now, I did try this earlier, and here's what I found. I said to make 100, so you'd think these would just keep going for a long, long way. But I found that they stopped, and I have a theory about that, which I shall share. So it looks like we've got to the end there already, and that most certainly is not 100 of these towers. Looks like about 20 maybe slightly more, but not 100. So my theory is that it only puts stuff into the world. The builder only puts stuff into the world in the area that you've already kind of chunked out. So whatever I mean by that. So either it's the area that has been spawned because you've already been there, and I don't think I've been over here in this world, or it's like it only works in an area defined by where you currently exist, you know, because in Minecraft it doesn't load the entire world, it loads what's around you, and I think it probably only draws what's around you. Anyway, there you go. So that worked. That's cloning. You could do something a bit like that. You could use that idea, use your imagination, and see what else you might want to do. Hope it's make it fun. All right. Cheers.